Taxi vlog 285. It is Friday night. It's just after 6 on the 3rd of January. Came out on Tuesday. It was New Year's Eve, and I had one call right after another. A lot of short ones, you know, $10, $11, $10, $11, $6, $9, and I had a long string of those. I was busy. I was working hard, and by around 11 or so, I had 11:30. I had 250 on or so, and then I dropped one off, and I got sent to the reserve, which wasn't too far away. Now the reserve, they're trying to make it easier to find things by renumbering the houses, but some people hadn't put new numbers on their houses yet, so I was looking for the right house and I couldn't find it. So I called the guy up, and he says, "Oh yeah, you're right outside, yeah, we're coming out." And there was this drunk couple came out. They had, it was everything they could do just to hold each other up, to so that neither of them would fall over. And meanwhile, he's holding the door open for her while she's fallen into a ditch and trying to climb out of the ditch. And he's holding the door, "Well, come on, come on." And they finally get in, and I know they're totally pissed. She's falling asleep behind me, and he's awake, and he just says, "Station Road in Jacqueline." Okay, so we start to go, and we start to drive there. He says to her, "Really?" She doesn't say anything. And we're almost there, and he says, "You gotta pay." And she says nothing because she's falling asleep. And he says again, "You gotta pay, stop." So okay, I stopped the car. Okay. So I'm waiting, and he's paying me with his card. "Where's the OK button?" Goes through it, and I said, "Just give me the machine, I'll do it." So he told me his PIN code, and I got him out of the car. Then I got sent to the station house. My cab is here, so I'll tell you all about that in just a moment. Okay, so now I'm in the cab. Now the guy showed up a little bit late, but that's not a big deal. I got sent to the station house, which is like a pub, and I got there, and as I'm getting there, there's this guy with a stupid expression on his face and says, "So let's go." I said, "Is your name Natasha?" He says, "Well, no." I said, "Well, Natasha called for the cab, so I'm looking for her." The guy says, "I have a lot of cash, let's go." It's okay, I'm looking for Natasha. So I get there. Now the call was 20 minutes old, so I call the phone number. Natasha does not answer, and talk about phones, my phone is not on me. Shit. I have to go back home and get it. Damn. Things are starting off just lovely. Yeah, I plugged in the phone to charge it, and I forgot it at home. Plugged in. Anyway, it's a fortunate and good thing that I do not live far away from where I picked this thing up. Been a momentous week when it comes to the taxi and stuff having to do with the logistics and stuff like that. Anyway, let's pick up at the station house first. So then some dude, now I don't use the word dude very often, but this guy was wearing a cowboy hat, and he looked like a dude.
And he said to me, "Oh, we have someone coming up from the downstairs nightclub, needs a cab. And, he might be going to the hospital because he's kind of bleeding, and we're just getting him up here." And I said to him point blank, "Sir, this is a taxi, not an ambulance. If the guy needs to go to a hospital, call an ambulance. I'm not interested." Meanwhile, somebody else comes along and says, "Can we take you?" I said, "Yes, you're here now, let's go." So I took them basically across the highway and up the road a little bit. That was worth a few dollars, not a big deal. Now, the thing about New Year's Eve is I generally do not go for calls that are more than 15 minutes old or 5 minutes away. But this one was a party breaking up on top of the mountain at the Weston, Bear Mountain. So I figured, yeah, they might be good for a fare or two up at the Bear Mountain Weston Resort. So I go up there, and it says to see somebody at the desk. So I get there, there's nobody waiting. Well, the call was an hour old, so I'm going, okay, fine. So I go inside, talk to what's her name, and I said, apparently you got some people who need a cab. And she said, "Oh, well, yeah." She looked at me kind of distantly and said, "Well, they were here just a minute ago." "Yeah, right, you bitch. You just called to have a taxi here just in case somebody might need it. You didn't have a specific call." So I'm sitting there, I'm not getting away yet, but people are coming out slowly. The band had stopped playing, and people are coming out. And I sat there, and there's messages coming on my MDT. There are plenty of old calls up there. There are plenty of old calls, but these people are just walking past me and going to their own personal vehicles. They're getting in their own cars and driving home. And if the police had set up a roadblock at the bottom of that Bear Mountain Parkway, they would have towed a lot of cars away. But everyone drove home drunk. And I'm sitting there going, this is bullshit. Meanwhile, this thing is trying to send me down to the lagoon. It's trying to send me up to Mom Miller's. It's trying to send me to Machosen. It's trying to send me everywhere except for where I am. And it's not giving me any calls nearby, nothing. And I'm on top of this mountain, and I'm not going to drive down 10 minutes just to be at the bottom of it and then have to drive for 5 or 10 minutes somewhere else to get someone else who's already probably gone. I didn't see any other cabs up there, but I went around the roundabout because I'm thinking, oh, let's have a look and see. Sure enough, at Jack's, which is like the pub, at Jack's people are coming out, and there's a stretch limo, and people are getting into the stretch limo, and then people are coming up to me, and at one point I've got like 16 people want to get in here at the same time, and I say, look, I can only take 6. And then one guy says, look, I'm getting the doors open and getting the seats set up so people can get in, because the back seat wasn't folded down. It's like a jump seat. So I'm folding this down. This guy comes up to me and says, look, here's $40. Okay, I'm tipping you $40. I want you to come back after you've done with these people. Sure, man. So the people crowd in, they pile in, and we go down the mountain, and I'm directed to somebody's house, and everybody gets out at that house, and the party continues. But there's one girl who, oh shit, that's not what I want to do. And why is that thing still on? I shut it off. Shit. One girl was left in the car. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do this. Okay. So this one girl was left in the car and says, I want to go to the lagoon. I go, right now? I got to get people up on the mountain. She goes, no, I got to go to the lagoon. Oh, okay, I'll take you there. So the people at the house gave me $20 for the fare. She gave me another 10. It was around 32 or so when I dropped her off at the lagoon, but this guy tipped me $40 to come back. So I go back. It took me a little longer than expected, but I went back up there. And on the way up there, I see other cabs coming down. I get up there, there's nobody anymore left at Jack's. They're all gone. Nobody left. The place is locked up. It's dark. Nobody there. So I leave. $50 on the meter, $70 in my pocket from that whole venture. I think the whole thing took me about 40 minutes to do. Great. So now I come down off the mountain and do some more calls. And I try like crazy to get away from the western communities. I want to come back into town and work familiar streets, because every call I get is a street that's unfamiliar with me, and I have to look up every address I'm being sent to, and that becomes a real drag, especially when you're stinking busy like I was that night. Anyway, what? Saanich Center. We have to reject that. I'm too far away, and I'm gonna just go in and get my phone. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Anyway, I had a call finally from the western communities that came back into town, and just as soon as I dropped that off, I got sent to another one which was like 2 blocks away, and the one 2 blocks away was going, you guessed it, back out to the western communities. So it was like 4:30 before I got out of there, out of the western communities. So from about midnight till 4:30 I was working out there, doing all these calls to places I didn't know, taking people from there to places I don't know. It's like working a new town. On a busy night like that, it's especially frustrating, and when you don't know where anything is. And, well, I mean, I know the main streets, but when somebody says something like Palooka Place, like, I don't know where the fuck that is. I have to take out the book and look it up. Anyways, I got back into town around 4:30 finally, and then I started doing calls back in town. And I think I accepted my last call at about 6 o'clock. Where the fuck is that? Wildflower. It's happening again. I'm getting sent to places I don't know. Why now? Okay, this is going to take me just a moment. Good thing I got my glasses here. 4373. I think I know where this is, but I'm going to look it up just to make sure, because, you know, when they send you somewhere, and if you go the wrong way, you've wasted your time. So I might as well take the time to know where the hell I'm going. Oh my gosh. I didn't know there were so many places called Wildflower. Wildflower Lane, Wildflower Place, Wildflower Road. And they're all in different areas too. Wildflower Lane, 37L2, that's the one I'm looking for. L2. Oh, come on. Wildflower. Oh yeah, it has to be in there. And it's all convoluted. Stonywood. Don't you hate it when you can't see what you're... Oh, there it is. Off of Valewood. Parkwood. Valewood. Parkwood, Valewood. Emily Carr. Oh, man. Make it difficult on me already. Okay. So, it had its moments. I had a headache at the end of the night. I was fucking tired. Due at 6:45. Oh, I got lots of time to get this one too. It's a time call. Huh. Well, it's somebody who has a restaurant reservation or is trying to catch a ferry or a flight. Probably somebody who has a restaurant reservation. So I got home and I poured me a double shot of scotch, and I think I fell asleep before I finished drinking that. And I was in my chair 3 or 4 hours later. I'd had something to eat, then I poured the scotch and went to sleep. In my chair, I woke up a few hours later going, oh, I should be in bed. So I crawled into bed, and as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out, and I stayed out. And I think that was the street I was supposed to turn on. Around here, they all look the same. But maybe it's this one. I think it is. What street is this I'm turning onto here? Tanglewood Crescent. Holy shit. I don't think this is where... No, this is not where I should... Well, you know. If it heads sort of in the direction I need, I have a lot of time to come and pick these people up, so... It's all good, whatever it is. What is this? Cottonwood. Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't know. Let's get lost, shall we? So, yeah, I was tired. I had a headache, and it was over. And then the following night I came out. This was the Wednesday night, and oh shit. I'm totally not where I'm supposed to be. Don't you hate when that happens? Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Turn around. When I said get lost, I really meant it, didn't I? The first 2 hours of the Wednesday night went by. I made $100 in those first 2 hours, and I thought, geesh, this is just like New Year's Eve. And it was just like New Year's Eve. And then after those first 2 hours, it died right down, and then there was nothing happening anymore. It was dead. And it took me another 10 hours to make another $100. So that was it for the whole New Year's Eve experience, and then the following night. Last night was Thursday night. I came out. It was slow. I watched a lot of videos. I watched a lot of good videos. Feature-length things about predators and prey and Stone Age and 14,000 years ago and extinct animals and things like that. And you know, I worked the whole 12 hours and did about, another $200, and that was the Thursday night. The one thing I wanted to mention is that the cab had been sold over the New Year holidays, and now it belongs to a new proprietor. And the guys are friends of the guys who bought the cab that I was driving before 2 years ago, and the guys who I was fed up with, and now I'm with them again. Twice the cab got sold from under me to someone who, well, we'll see how it works out. I came to work tonight, and the guy showed up a little bit late, and he says, "You are check transmission oil. I am put to coolant. It has antifreeze. You check transmission oil in morning." Okay, buddy. I'll check the transmission fluid. What is this? Faithwood. I want Faithwood. Where are you, Faithwood? This part of town doesn't have very good lighting. The streets are hard to see. I'll be just in time for this call, I think. What's this? Is this Faithwood? No, it's not the street I want. Fuck. I hate it when the streets are badly marked. You can't see bugger all. I think it's the next turn. This is stress. Not knowing the streets. I don't usually work in this part of town. It's sort of like a rich kind of neighborhood where people don't call cabs very often. And I think this is it. Of course, I can't see the street sign, and you're going to stick your nose right out as I'm pulling in. Parkwood. Oh, this is good. This is good too. This will get me there. And then there's a Fieldwood Trail. Okay, yeah, it's up here. It's going to be up here. Wildflower Lane. I believe that's it right there where it says no exit, because according to my map it goes nowhere. Wildflower Lane. And we want 4373. Okay, well, anyway, things are sort of up in the air. I'll get to you tomorrow or later in the morning or something. I need to find this address. New Year's Eve, yeah, it's been what you would call it's been a moneymaker, but you know, I'm tired. I'm tired already. It's Friday, and I get one Friday and Saturday to work, and I'm already tired. I haven't slept enough, and New Year's Eve, I'm still recovering from it. 4397. We want 4373. So it's going to be up this twisting little road that goes into the mountain. It's probably the next one or the one after that. Okay, talk to you sooner. So now it's the beginning of the Saturday night. Oh, that wasn't very smart to park it right there, but he parked it right there. Oh, already a call? Shit. I didn't even get to stretch my elbows yet. Okay, didn't hit my own car. I guess I'll accept that and go for it, because it's a little ways from here. And how old is the call? Oh, brand new. Brand spanking fresh new. Great. Let's go get him. Yeah, the Friday night, last night, the night during which I recorded the beginning of this vlog, was nothing special. I had a couple of fares right away off the bat at the beginning, $50 right away, and then the rest of the night was just a struggle. I got a fair amount of reading done. I was reading from the book that I brought along by Frederick Pohl, Voices of Heaven. I haven't had a chance to read much all week. It's just that last night I didn't bring the computer with me to work. When I don't bring the computer to work, then I get to read. If I have the computer with me, reading doesn't happen. So, yeah. Last night was a struggle. I think I went to sleep about 3 times between 2:30 and 6 in the morning. And at 6 in the morning, I brought it in. I went through the car wash. Yeah, so I got stopped by a 2 gig card again. I had done some rabbit video and forgot that I had the rabbit video on the card, and so what happened is that I crapped out in mid-sentence. But anyway, the Friday night, it was slow. I took home just under $100, I think I said. I don't know what I said, but whatever I said it before this part. Now it's Saturday night. It's just after midnight, actually. It's Sunday morning. And I just got home because I was disgusted. I think I did a grand total of $100 in 6 hours or 5.5 hours, and I sat for an hour and a half. And I'm just tired because I haven't had a chance to properly rest from New Year's Eve, which was last Tuesday, and now it's, well, Sunday morning, early in the morning. So, and I have a lot of paperwork to do to finish my December's work. So I did a rare thing, and can you come over here for a minute, a second? I wanted to be with you too, you know. I wanted to come home to be with my baby here. So here we are at home, and I could have kept going, but I didn't feel like sitting in the taxi for an hour before getting another call.
And you had a nice warm body at home waiting for you.
Got that right. So, hope yours is better than mine.
I doubt it.
Yeah.